Hello and welcome to another midweek episode of the Successful Mentalist podcast. Of course, my name's Ashley Green. I'm joined by the wonderful co-host Aidan O'Sullivan, and today we're going to be talking about how to actually make your websites work. And no, we're not going to be on about the specific code, like how do I make sure this button works, this contact form works, like the actual useful stuff which you need to know, and a couple of things we've noticed people fall into a trap when actually doing their websites, designing their websites, and the things they're putting into their websites.
So there's an awful lot that we could actually expand on and maybe do even a full episode on each of these little points. So we're going to steamroll straight through a bunch of these. So again, maybe now's a good time to pull out notepads, pens, and just keep a track, or maybe even hold your website up on your phone or your device or whatever you've got and actually run through your website and spot if you're doing any of these things. But the first big area that is really a big one is actually saying what you need to say on your website rather than what you want to say on your website. So many performers fall into the trap of putting, I want to say that I'm a XYZ prize winner, blah de blah de blah. Okay, cool. For some clients that might be important, but what you actually need to be saying is what is the tangible benefit for your actual clients? What is the actual tangible results that you're going to give them for their events? Are you going to be able to do XYZ? Are you going to be able to achieve these amazing things? What is the point in you? And so many people fall into that trap of just saying as much as they possibly can because they think that the more information that they put that feels relevant to them, the more likely the client is to book them. And the truth is, that's just not the case.
Oh, exactly. People will go through the website, start reading it, and then go, oh, jeez, I'm an eighth of the way through. Oh, no, this is the end of my lunch break. I've got to get back to work. It bores people. There can be so much information overload. You always want to get people in a state of mind where they're thinking, it's like, oh, I want a bit more. I want to find out a bit more. What's next? And that encourages them to get on the phone or Zoom call with you to have that chat, have that conversation. Then they can ask and probe deeper. If you've got everything on there, what are you going to say on your phone call with your inquiry if everything's actually listed there? There's no point. You've got nothing to talk about. It's a really important thing. What you've said there, the £1 copy rule, treat every single word as if it was a pound you was going to be spending, and that way you're going to help reduce this stuff down. But Aidan, we're talking about writing, we're talking about copy and the stuff that people actually put on their websites. Can I just bring up my pet hate here? People not being themselves. People thinking it's all right to maybe copy other people. And sometimes, Aidan, people do this and they're not even aware that they're actually copying. You know, we've helped a lot of performers over the past year of running TSM. And by golly, the amount of times we've spoken about websites and we've noticed, oh, well, there's 5 websites that now look exactly the same as Aidan's, except the words have been tweaked. How many times do people look when they're actually wanting to write something on their website about a wedding page, for example? They look at 5 other magicians in their area, they look what they write, and they kind of piece it together and formulate copy based on their websites. They're no longer sounding like themselves, they're sounding like a homage of all of these different magicians, and sometimes people directly, what has happened to you in fact, people directly copy and paste the actual text, and they think by just changing a few words, tweaking a few words, they then think, oh no, this is no longer copy. This is now my words. This is authentic to me. No, it's literally Aidan. It's Aidan speaking. You've just put it into your own words. This is my pet hate. You're not being yourself. And then that is going to break down trust with the client. It's not going to sound like you when people are reading through the website.
Oh, it's so true, and every time I see it happen, I laugh because my website isn't even that good. So when people copy it, it's absolutely hilarious because we're all just bringing ourselves down rather than lifting ourselves up. But yeah, you're so right. Actually talking from your own sense of self, your own character, one of the things that I particularly do is that I actually talk as if I'm talking and in conversation with that client. I'm not writing that Aidan is an XYZ, done XYZ and done this, that and the other and is this, that. No, it's like, hey, I am this person, I'm doing this thing, let's have a chat. And it's really personable and builds that rapport. So actually showing your character and your personality through, almost as if it was a transcript of a conversation, rather than, hey, book me, just on the internet somewhere. But let's move to another point now, because again, we could talk about all of these for ages. But designing your website, actually making your website look good. Now, step number 1, make sure your website looks good, because at the end of the day, if people are checking your website, it's realistically for nothing more than social proof, or you've popped up in their search feed straight away. They check there, think, oh yeah, okay, they seem legit, and move through. And if your website sucks, well, people are going to think that you suck. But does that mean, Ashley, that we should spend all of our time making sure that our website looks perfect and polished and is absolutely amazing?
It sounds amazing to have that dream website, but guys, if you're spending a year trying to do that, it's probably a waste of your time. If it's taking you a year, and I'm just going to be honest, Aidan, I'm talking to the people directly who are listening now. I know there's people listening to this little mini Just a Tip episode which have been designing their website for a few months, a year. I'm talking to you guys now. If that's the case, find someone else to do their website, because you're probably not the best person to do it if it's taking you that long. It's a waste of your time. Let me say that again. It's a waste of your time. You said it there, Aidan. People just go to your website, it's a bit of social proof, and then they move on. It needs to be just good enough. That's it. It's just good enough. It just needs to showcase you in the best light possible, but it doesn't need to have all of these amazing things covering all this gold glitter with these fancy moving graphics all over the place and bang, 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 and looks better than the best website in the world. It just needs to be good enough. That's it. So if you are listening to this right now and you're spending all of that time, day after day after day, trying to get this right, trying to get this the best possible thing possible, stop. Stop now. Either wrap up, finish with what you've got, finish it in the next few days or today, or find someone else that can finish that website in a week because they actually know how to do it properly.
100%. It's so important. It's so important. And I think what's really really key, actually, when you're looking at these websites, is to actually, if you want to work on your website, because I know a lot of people listening write blogs and do the whole SEO style lead gen kind of thing, which is something that we could talk about at a later date. But for some people, if you're going to use your website like that for consistent content, and that's the way you're going to get leads, actively use your website. You have to keep showing up to that website. You have to keep using it in the best possible way. And in that case, sure, maybe spending a bit more time on your website is a good thing. But that's not just setting out the graphics. That's actually writing content and actually sharing content and promoting your website and all of that kind of stuff. Or if you don't want to take that approach and you'd rather just get your website out there because it needs to be out there, take the approach of just set it, then forget it. Just set up the website, get it all ready to roll, and then forget about it. Just, it's there. It's out there in the internet. It's fine. You can review it every 3, 6, 12 months, however long you want. I'd probably go for a 3 or 6 month check-in just because of seasons. You might have a perfect summer events page, and there's no point promoting summer events in the middle of winter, because logical, unless people want that, unless your audience and your clients want that. But ultimately, there are 3 really key rules here that we've shared in this episode. Step number 1, say what you need, not what you want. Take that £1 copy rule. Imagine that your entire copy on your website, every word is the equivalent of £1, €1, $1. Your aim is to reduce the number of pounds it takes in words to actually get somebody to inquire. Rule number 2 is actually be yourself and let your own personality shine through. Don't just copy somebody else's words or somebody else's website and tweak it a little bit, because that's like you writing our script. Pointless. The part number 3 is actually stop designing your website. You can overdo your design. Just get it out there. Set it, forget it, or actively use it. They're 3 really simple steps to actually making your website work. Have I missed anything, Ashley?
No. You've covered that perfectly, and I think this has been so useful for those people listening today. And if you have fallen into any one of those traps, just know that it's okay. It's not a dig against you. Loads of people fall into this time and time again, not just in magic or entertainment. The main thing is just take action on the advice we've said. And I just want to wrap up today's episode and just say thank you to listening to another midweek episode of Just a Tip. If you are enjoying these episodes, do consider, subscribing, hopping down to the bottom, leaving a little review, or even just sharing these with your friends if you thought that today's tip was super, super handy and useful for you. But anyway, we will see you guys soon. And remember, keep an eye out for more future episodes and, of course, our longer main episodes on Sundays. We'll see you soon.
Bye.